Every generous act of giving, and every benefit is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, to whom there is no variation or shadow. I was baptized when I was 15 years old, and for lots of reasons I made it. But one of the reasons was that when one of my parents had to have an operation and was therefore out of action for a while, a group of people from church got together in intentional, planned, practical generosity, and for several weeks, a lasagna would show up at the regular time of the evening on our doorstep. Part of baptism for me was joining the church. It was me saying, I'm seeing what you're like, and I want to be part of you. The lasagnas are just one example of how the church has been the primary framework for God's goodness in my life. Christians who believe that God has been sacrificially generous to us once and for all on the cross. But I also experienced the ongoing generosity of God every day, like a steady, shining light. And one of the ways I have experienced God's generosity this year is through me. I talked a bit in my first sermon here in July about how me and Josh have just been blown away by your generosity to us and to each other. It makes me want to be part of you. Now, if you are here for the first time or visiting, which is really welcome, I hope you stay and experience the generosity of the church, and I hope it makes you want to be part of others. One of the great things about being your tourist is that there's a change anymore. So I don't really need to achieve anything. I need to learn and to observe. And this means I am interested in how God uses your gifts, time and the talents, and the money that we give to the mission church. And I want to say thank you. Because your generosity has enabled our worship in this peaceful space with music and music. It has enabled discipleship, small groups, people being brought back together and confirmation, flourishing of children in our local school. Your generosity has meant that we have a youth worker and a music director, choir and musicians, a preaching team and a pastoral team. It has enabled other churches in parishes where ministry is difficult to sustain financially to keep ministry. You have enabled the work of mission partners in medical and hospice care, bereavement care, education development, care for the environment, and compassionate support for some of the most vulnerable people in this community. Did you know you did all this? You have enabled spaces where people can connect over a chat and a cup of tea and have a soup lunch. You have enabled to care for this community during times of celebration and mourning, our several family holidays and festivals to bless this neighbour. Did you know that we did all that? And that's just in the last couple of years. There's been a church here for 1,000 years. Who has sustained it? God has sustained it. With the generous acts of giving of ordinary disciples. I feel very grateful for that generosity and being able to be a witness to that generosity. But I attribute that generosity ultimately to God. Every generous act of giving and every perfect gift can be traced back to God, who has poured his love into our hearts. And our security in our generosity will be determined by our perception of that God. This is what I mean by that. When we think of God like the capricious, variable, unjust judge who is powerful, we do not feel like just over anything. Particularly not things as important as our time or our finances or our talents. And we experience God as generous and kind and consistent and faithful, we can start to trust God giving more and more. As we experience God as trustworthy, it frees us to be generous ourselves. It makes absolutely no sense to put our time or funds or money into the mission of the church if God isn't there. We do not believe that every perfect gift comes from God. We hear some of the encouragement in what Jesus is saying in this parable. I think he's gently reminding us that we don't need to relate to God like an unjust judge. If an unjust judge who has no respect for people will grant justice to a persistent widow in a position bothering him, how much more will a righteous judge help his children, each one of whom he knows and cherishes somewhere else? The generosity of God is like a clear, consistent light, not flickering or inconstant. And I want to let that in my life to be steady and enduring. There's a challenge there for us as a church too, committed to serving the needs of this community as we are, to become steadfast, to become constant in our prayer, to ask God for what we need as we seek to be a light in His neighbourhood, and to give generously of what God gives us. Now, not all of us find it easy to talk about money. Sometimes that could lead us to think that we cannot pray about those kind of things, that we cannot ask God for what we need. We think, I don't want to be that person who just prays their shopping list. But we can ask God for what we need. Small things, practical things, daily wisdom that we all need. And I believe that this fosters intimacy with God. It cultivates trust. Jesus' parable that we heard read is teaching us always pray and never lose heart. Because if we as a church had enough resources for the length and breadth and height of our vision, it wouldn't require very much faithfulness. It wouldn't require much relationship with the God we serve. Especially right now, as we head into winter, in a post-pandemic cost of living crisis, where the Bank of England is intervening to stabilise markets. It makes absolutely no sense to start talking about generosity. But God's economy is not like ours. It is not an algorithm or a formula where you just put X amount and you get down in my account. It's not a system where you sacrifice everything for growth. It is a kingdom where God cultivates and resurrects and enhances and beautifies what we offer Him in a way that is often completely unexpected. It's a bit like planting cabbages and getting sunflowers. Bishop of Burrows said at the House of the Lord this week, God does not trickle down His love purpose. God pours it out extravagantly. With that kind of understanding of God's character, you can approach God with confidence, empowered to be persistent in prayer. And what image does Jesus use of persistence? Does He use enduring athletes or some sort of powerful animal? No. Jesus describes a widow, somebody who has known pain and loss, and huge change and uncertainty. In this case, a widow who has experienced some kind of human injustice and is determined to put things right, even while knowing she is working against the corrupt answer in an imperfect system. We notice that Jesus really likes holding up widows as examples. Do you remember one day he's teaching in the temple and he sees the rich people putting their gifts into the treasury, and at the same time he sees a widow putting in 2 small copper coins. And Jesus points out to his disciples, and he says to them, this widow has put in more than all of them. In the economy of the kingdom, it's not the numerical value that matters. If you are giving away £5 a month, and that is sacrificial to you, God looks upon You know, in the week of wisdom. Yes. So the lyrics are from a poem by Christine Rossetti, and the last verse talks about what we can ask Jesus. And the verse says, what can I give him? What was I am? If I were a shepherd, I would give a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. But what I can give him? Give him my heart. And that heart always makes me smile, and when I feel with all grief and collective sigh and relief, what can I give Jesus? I'll just give him something abstract, like my heart. My material gifts, my time and my money, my strength and my talent, those things stay over here. But in truth, you can tell a lot about my heart by the way I use those things. So if you had a list of all my spending, you would be able to tell Freya loves TV. She spent a lot of time in education. It's really important to her a few times a year to get the trains to visit her family. She's very disorganized about food shopping, but she loves grocery lists and she never seems to get a haircut. You would be able to see what I value, what I prioritize, and what I worry about. Where I put my gifts reflects what's in my heart. So I'm trying to give out discipline, because I want to be a person who shares well what God has entrusted me with. Because I want to become a person who sees what I am doing as a gift from God. I want to do a bit less making big promises and then varying on them. I do not believe that by giving money to church, I will get more money. I do believe that by giving my money away, God will get more from me, that money will have less hold over me. Now, because we want this generosity series to be practical, briefly going to explain how my own discipline works. So I have agreed with my household a certain amount of our income that we give away. And within that, a certain percentage that we specifically give to church. Now recently we moved to church and our income changed, so we reviewed our giving. Our income is fixed, so the best thing for us is to give the same amount monthly to the parish community. And that means to me that that money is mentally categorised as being given away, not tempted to use it for something else. If my circumstances change again, I will review my giving again. Now, if you're thinking, hey, that's super organised. Please know it's taken me several decades to get to the point. I have been on a real journey with it. I will be honest, I have found getting my giving water like this intensely liberating. I never feel guilty about being in church. If I'm enjoying church all month and I'm not really enjoying the present, I'm not tempted to withdraw my generosity. It may be that you are a person who doesn't need this discipline as much as I do. That generosity comes very easily to you. I would still really encourage you to make your giving regular through the parish community. Not just because it makes it easier for the church to plan and budget, but also because over a long period of time, you get to see what God does with that gift. I love checking in with different churches that I've been part of and thinking to myself, oh, I've got to be part of that. To return to my example about the lasagnas, it would still have been lovely if people had turned up with random lasagnas at random times of their account. If we had a few lasagnas one day and no lasagnas the next day. But part of the gift itself was the reliability. It was the long-term, intentional love and commitment that that church community chose to have on. For those talking about call this church home, let's make this a time to reassess what God has done for the first time. Then to explain a bit more and reflect after the sermon, and that will give us some time to think. It might be that your health circumstances or your caring responsibilities have changed, and so you need to be given less time to your church ministry. It might be that you're not working at that moment, or you have recently retired, and so actually you're looking for what new ministry that God is calling you to. It might be time for you to join a new team at church. It may be that your financial circumstances have changed and you need to be given less money. It may be that things have massively increased since the last time you reviewed your report. Maybe you have moved to a more stable income, and so it makes sense for you to start making